Yes, people. What is happening? The Liverpool Prophet back again with another live stream. Fingers crossed you can hear me because yesterday I was having a little bit of technical difficulties at the beginning of the stream. A little bit of sound problem. So if you can hear me, do let me know. Big up Nighttime Kid Broski. Big up your damn self. First one in. Big up Nighttime. Big up, big up, big up. So let me know if you can hear me, people. Fingers crossed you can. Because there was no sound yesterday. Okay, I don't think anyone's in the chat yet. All right, I'll just continue, and if someone pops up, this guy, man, big up Nighttime. What you saying, brother? What you telling me, bro? What are you telling me? Loud and clear. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. All right, bro. How you doing, Nighttime King? Seeing as you're in. How you doing, brother? So, I guess well, the discussing points of the video are pretty much in the title. A bit of football talk. Ask me whatever you want, as per usual, and I will answer. I'm buzzing. That's good to hear, brother. That's very good to hear. Gonna talk a little bit about the Champions League as well tonight. Champions League playoffs. Give you guys my predictions. Talk about the games a bit, and we'll talk about who I think will make it to the round of 16 as well. So yeah, man, a bit of everything today. But do I think Szoboszlai is leaving? What, to go to Madrid? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think he's leaving personally, brother. I think he'll stay. I think if anyone's gonna leave out of our midfielders, it's gonna be Alexis McAllister, because I just feel that the whole South American connection, McAllister being Argentinian, I feel like they always dream of playing for South America, don't they? Real Madrid or Barcelona. So, Nighttime, I can't lie. I think if anyone's going to leave in our midfield, it'll be McAllister in 2 or 3 years' time. But I don't see Gravenberch going. I don't see Szoboszlai going, or anyone else. Szoboszlai, I think the Hungarian manager said Szoboszlai's dream is to play for Madrid. So, bro, that is worrying. If that is the case, that is very, very concerning. But we'll have to see how that goes. Then. I hope he stays at Liverpool for his career. But if his dream's Madrid, and if Madrid come calling, that could be an issue. His contract is running out. So, I see you're trying to push this agenda, Nighttime Kid. 3 man like Chiesa. Yes, bro. I'm going to pin this, bro. 3 man like Chiesa. Free my goat, Federico Chiesa. Free him. Free. But yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. I see you're trying to push the agenda though, Nighttime Kid. I see what you're doing, trying to push the agenda and that. I hear you loud and clear. But yeah, football talk. What should we start with? Could just talk about football in general. Could talk a bit about the Champions League, or could just talk about the everything else. Big up Andre, big up yourself, bro. What's happened to Maka? I can't lie, bro. Anyone doing a watch along? I'm not sure. I don't think Vidge is. I don't think Rasta is, and I don't think King is, bro. So not too sure what's happened to Mac. Bro, I don't know what's happened to Mac Andre. Genuinely, he was so good last year. Very, very good for us last year, and this season the fall off's been massive. I don't know what it is, but it is concerning 100%. Maybe a new manager can reinvent him, re-energize him, but it's very concerning what's happened with McAllister. Bro, Barcelona is shameless. Big up AJ. What you telling me, brother? Big up your damn self. Hope you well. They're talking about Ramonda. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. Of course they're gonna be all of the players we couldn't afford to fall off have managed to fall off, bro. Yes, bro. Yes. Salah couldn't afford to have him fall off. He's fallen off. Virgil couldn't afford to have Virgil fall off. He's fallen off. McAllister. Gravenberch as well, Andre. Gravenberch has really fallen off this year as well. Anyone else in the team? Gakpo again. His deficiencies have really, really been shown this season to be not good enough for our club. Other players in the team too, bro. Kanate as well. A lot of players have fallen off that we really could not afford because of the experience they bring. AJ, big up yourself, bro. Big up yourself, man. I appreciate that a lot. Salah, Maki, 100%, bro. 100%. For me, the most disappointing one is Virgil, because Virgil is our captain. I've always kind of had my doubts about Virgil as a captain when it was Henderson. say what you want about Henderson as a player, he might not have been great, but he was a good captain, a good leader. He knew what it took to command the team. Sometimes I don't feel like Virgil is I don't feel like Van Dijk's commanding enough sometimes. Like Henderson was. I'm not saying he's a bad captain or nothing. He's led us to trophies in that, but I've always had my doubts on him a bit. I can't lie. Big up AJ. Gakpo is gone, bro, last season. You think so, Andre? You think so? Yeah, big up Andre every time, man. You think so? I think that I think he'll be kept, but he'll be cover again. Like when Diaz was here, he was cover for Diaz, and Diaz started mainly. I think we bring in a left winger, and we use Gakpo as a cover winger. Honestly, in my opinion, with Maka, you need to take the money. Interesting, AJ. Interesting. So you think that Maka's done? Fair enough, bro. I wouldn't mind selling him. To be fair, you know, if the money's going to be used and we reinvest it well, I would. Because I said this, AJ, before you hopped in. I feel like with South American players, they often dream of playing in La Liga. They often dream of playing for Barcelona or Real Madrid. So I can see McAllister having similar dreams, and if they come calling, could be in for a problem. Big up Night Tom Kid as well. If we don't bring in another winger, he's not good enough to start week in, week out. He's not, Andre. He's really not good enough. You're spot on there, bro. I think this season, we've really seen how bad he is when he starts. He's so frustrating to watch, bro. He does the same stuff time and time again. Time and time again, he does the same stuff. And it angers me. It genuinely angers me. The amount of times he just cuts in, shoots, like change it up. He's got to be the most predictable winger in the league, let's be honest. In my opinion, I think Cody Gakpo is the most predictable left winger in this league. Because anyone, you know, let's use an example for Delo. Delo's not a great right back, but he'd probably lock up Gakpo because he'd revise exactly how to lock him up. You know what I'm saying? Bro, Andre, tell me about it, man. Tell me about it. The fact that, and also, Andre, you know what makes that worse? The fact that he's balling out over at Bayern Munich. He's balling out over at Bayern Munich. And we're stuck with this robot Gakpo. It would have been so much better if we just done it the other way. You know what I'm saying? His pressing, bro, perfect Klopp player. Perfect Klopp player, bro. Hard-working, energetic pressing machine. You know what I'm saying? We missed that. We missed that. 100%. Nighttime Kid, facts, bro. We never should have sold Lucho. Ever. Never should have sold him. I would have sold Gakpo. Give Gakpo to Bayern. We keep Lucho. You know what I mean? I knew he would, bro, but I feel we had to cash in there, not going to lie. You know what it is with Diaz, bro? I don't know the ins and outs of what exactly happened there. There was two reports. There was one saying that he wanted out. He wanted to move. There was another report saying he wanted to stay, but his wages were just ridiculous. The club didn't want to give him that much. Now, I don't know what to believe. But with Diaz, bro, I can't lie. As much as I love him, I never really got that vibe that he loved the club. You know what I'm saying? With Mane, Firmino, Salah, I get that vibe. They love the club. They love the city. With Diaz, you know, he was being linked away from us every summer, really. Last season, obviously, he moved this summer. Even before that, he was linked. Before that as well, linked. It just feels like he was a player that never really saw himself as it was the wages. Yeah, I think it was as well. Night Time Kid, those wages were highway robbery for his caliber, 100%, bro. AJ, big up your damn self, bro. Best moderator in the building. Appreciate all the love, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, bro, I just felt like he was never that guy that was gonna be here long term. Felt like he always was angling for a move away. Now maybe he wasn't, but it felt like that to me. Man was linked to Barcelona. He was, bro. He was. And it felt like, I don't want to be disrespectful because obviously Diaz's dad obviously had the situation and that with what happened in Colombia, but it really felt to me like his dad was really trying to push him out. Like his dad was really, really trying to get him that move to Barcelona, which I think is disrespectful considering how he stood by Diaz when he was going through a tough time. I'll be honest. Big up AJ, of course, man. Big up to AJ, the legend himself. I don't know about best mod, but definitely. Bro, if you work for 60 different channels, that is dedication. That is a lot of support. So for me, I think you're the best mod in the building, bro. And the best mod on YouTube. And I'm sure the lads will agree with me as well. But yeah, Diaz. What do I think about the Leipzig winger? You know what, Andre? I've seen him linked to us. I've seen him being linked with us quite a bit. I'll be honest. He's been linked with us quite a bit. over the last couple of days. I'd take him, bro. I would definitely take him because for me, I feel like a new manager will fix a lot of our issues this season. But I feel like we also need a bit more investment in the squad. I think we're going to need another right winger because I think Salah goes. So we'll need someone to replace him. I think we're going to need another left winger too because not only do we need to replace Lucho, who we didn't replace in the summer, Gakpo's not good enough. We need at least 2 more centre-backs in, I think. And I'd get a DM too. So I think we need another 5 signings. I think selling Darwin, it was good nighttime kid. I don't get now why people are turning around and saying, oh, it was a bad decision to sell him, this, that, this, that. It wasn't. He wasn't good enough to be our striker. He wasn't. He just wasn't. You know, the amount of times we were all pulling our hair out with him last season, he wasn't good enough. So why are people trying to rewrite history now and saying they miss him? Holy glazed by profit. I think Barcola is coming. I don't know how you feel though. I'd take Barcola, bro. I know a lot of people aren't too keen on him, but I'd take him because I think we need the options. We need the options, bro. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Nighttime Kid Broski. They see Darwin scoring a few goals inside. Exactly, Andre, man. Relax, right, bro. The guy, facts, bro. He had us miserable. He wasn't good enough to be our first choice striker. He had 3 seasons to prove himself, and he didn't. First season, of course, okay, you give him the benefit of the doubt because it's his first year, new language, new league. But second season, I felt he was decent up until Christmas in Klopp's last year. Then I think he really started to dip. And I think, I will be honest, at the time, I think the fan base criticising him didn't help. And he was never really able to recover from that and get himself back up there. Last season, again, very, very frustrating to watch. I don't know about you, Andre. Do you think we've replaced our 2 strikers well? Obviously, last season we had Diogo, rest in peace, and we had Darwin as well. Do you think we replaced them well with Ekitike and Isak, or do you think we've kind of downgraded? You don't know. We do, nighttime kid. We do, bro, because as good as Gravenberch is, he's not a 6, bro. He's not, and I think he's blatantly been shown up this season to not be a 6. He played there last year. It worked. Fair play, but this year, I can't lie. I'm not feeling him. I'm not feeling him there. We still haven't properly replaced Fabinho either. Fabinho left in 23-24. We still haven't replaced him, which is not good enough in my opinion. So we need a winger. We need a DM. I don't think you need Barcola. He's not good. Trust me, he missed more chances than he scores. Like Darwin. All right, I hate United, Tom kid. I need a big season for me. 100%, Andre. 100%. I don't know about you, but I felt like he was kind of getting into a bit of a rhythm before he got injured. But honestly, up until when we signed him, he's been relatively disappointing, let's be honest. And now he's got the injury. Hopefully next season he comes back under a new manager as well, by the way, and he can really start to show what he's worth. And I think he will. More than happy with it. Ekitike has been brilliant, bro. He's been absolutely brilliant. What a player. Honestly, Darwin was never good enough. AJ, spot on. He was never good enough. I don't know what we were doing there. Letting Mane go, bringing Darwin in. It just made no sense at the time. I wanted him to do well because I think his passion was there. I think his love for the club was there. But it's not good enough, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think Isak is really, he needs to be at a club where he's just... Well, I think when Salah goes in the summer, I think next season Isak will become that guy. I think at the moment Salah's kind of overshadowing it, but when Salah goes, Isak will be the main man in that attack for sure. Profit, where do you stand on mine, Rodrigo? Bro, I love him. That's what AJ. I was saying that in the summer, bro. I was saying if we're gonna let Luis Diaz go, cool. It's annoying, but if we're gonna get him go, let's go get Rodrigo because I'll be happy with that. I'll say, okay, we've lost Lucho, but we've brought in a more than adequate replacement. So I'd love Rodrigo, 100%, bro. I'd love him, and he'd come straight into our starting 11 as well. Missing out on Gueye, he just haunts me, bro. It does, Andre. You know what makes it even worse as well, bro? The fact that we didn't even go back in for him this January. We was chasing him all summer. I'll be honest, we should have put the money forward a lot sooner and instead of leaving it till deadline day. Missed out. We all thought we were going to get him in January or the summer, and the January window comes, we move like clowns, and he goes to City. It's the same, bro. Bro, same at my club. I love Richarlison, but he's mid, bro. He has no place, bro. bro, I want him out. Richarlison is a dead striker, bro, I'll be honest, All he ever does really is score against Liverpool. That's it. If he doesn't score against Liverpool, you never see him anywhere else. The amount of times he's bagged against us this season, 2 seasons ago, season before that, he loves a goal against Liverpool because of the ex-Evertonian thing. But he's not a good striker at all, bro. 100%. Yet we just let him fall into... Bro, it's a joke. It's a joke, man. The whole January transfer window was a joke, in my opinion, because we didn't sign a centre-back when it's blatantly obvious we needed one because of the Canate situation. And we were short anyway. So why we didn't sign a centre-back makes zero sense to me. Zero. Absolute pathetic, bro, from our hierarchy. Honestly, I think Liverpool's best left-wing player is Rodrigo or Leao. I agree. I'd keep Gakpo as the cover winger, but then I'd bring in someone else. So Rodrigo would be perfect, bro. Leao as well would be very good. But I think we're also going to need a right winger too, because I think Salah goes. So, yeah. Richarlison is so bad. He offers nothing. He's a mid-number. He's a mid-number 9. He is a mid-number 9. You know what, Nighttime Kid? I will say this, though. I think he'd work good as a backup striker. I can't lie. If you bring in a proper striker, maybe someone Richarlison can learn off, and maybe someone Richarlison can play cover too. I think he's all right keeping around. But as a first-choice striker, not for me. He's nowhere near good enough to be a Spurs striker. What right wingers you thinking, Bo? Oh, so I've got a couple, Bo. I think Leao's good. Elise is good. One or two others, Bo. But again, Elise would be a dream. He would, Bo. He would. But whoever we get in, Bo, it's going to be very hard to replace Salah's goals. Whoever comes in next, he won't be able to do it. Let's be honest. So I think that's when you see the goals start to get shared out more in the attack. The wingers, the two strikers. So whoever comes in, he won't be he's never going to be Mohamed Salah, is he? But I don't get fans. Sometimes they talk about some players like they are any good. Even Muwana, he's shocking, bro. Ben Davies, crap. Well, bro, we know Ben Davies is crap, bro. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't even be at Tottenham. You know what I'm saying? Muwana, yeah, bro. People are mad at times. Vicario's not a bad keeper. Nighttime Kid. I think he's vulnerable from corners. I think that's one area where he's very vulnerable in and he needs to fix up at. But other than that, I think he's a decent goalkeeper. I can't lie. Put it this time, Nighttime Kid. Would you rather have Vicario or would you rather have a washed-up Hugo Lloris? Because Hugo Lloris was, towards the end of his time at Spurs, was very, very shaky. I think Vicario is a good keeper. I can't lie. I rate him. I 100% rate him. But our transfer window was a shambles, Andre. An absolute shambles. The January window, should I say, was set of shambles. Nah, Vicario's not shit, bro. Who would you bring in the Nighttime Kid to replace him with? Who would you bring in to replace Vicario with? Nighttime Kid, you've got to blame your defence as well, I can't lie. That's not just all on the goalkeeper, that's a lot on the defence as well. He's probably made some mistakes, maybe one or two, but seriously, yeah, you can't blame it all on Vicario. Andre, honestly, you should buy more. You should use more plus. AJ, you hit the nail bang. You know what, yeah. When Slot joined last season, last summer, I was one of the people saying we should cash in on Salah. Not because I don't rate him and that, but I felt like it would work better for everyone because you sell Salah and you know the Saudi Pro League will pay anything for that guy because they want him to be the face of their league. So you sell Mo and then you get a big, big, big chunk of money. With that chunk of money, we can use that to reinvest into our squad. That's how we should look at it this summer as well, coming up. That's what I think. It's harsh, but again, it's the way it is, man. Legends get old. You got to move them on at the right time. Can't just keep them around. Sylvia, my defense. Bro, your defense has been ass, bro. You know what I'm saying? Van de Ven and Romero, apparently two of the best centre-backs in the league, and your defense is that bad. It's mental. It is mental. You know what I'm saying? With the way certain people say, go on about how good your centre-back pairing is, you should be up there with the least goals conceded. I can't lie. Instead, you're down at the bottom with the most goals conceded, I think. So, yeah, Nighttime Kid. We'll see how Igor Tudor gets on, bro. We'll see how Igor Tudor gets on, man. I see Liverpool fans saying they want to do a Macca for Odegaard. Oh, come on, AJ. I could never allow that to happen. I could never allow Macca for Odegaard to happen. I know you definitely snapped that up, bro. Big up Zia, man. Hope you are well. Big up to yourself. Big up AFC boys as well, man. Big up to you. You absolute legend. Big up yourself. Big up to everyone. I'm good, bro. I'm good. I hope you're well as well. Hope you're well. Make sure you sub to Zia Talks as well. Absolute legend. Sylvia from Roma. I don't know who. I'm not sure who that is, bro. We need fullbacks. Okay, for Spurs. Fair enough. For Spurs. Midfield ass, attack dead. No, I'm keeping Maka all day over Odegaard. Yeah, Andre, of course we'll keep him. Of course we'll keep him. Yeah, big ups here, bro. Big up. Of course we'll keep Maka, bro. 100% we'll keep Maka. Because if it's between him and Odegaard, yeah, I'm good, man. I'll keep a washed up McAllister still. Yeah, my time kid, your midfield is ass. I can't lie, and your attack is dead as well. Yeah, manager's an idiot. Bullshit. Bro, Thomas Frank's not a bad manager. He's not a bad manager. Yeah, sub to Zia, man. Absolute legend. Big up AJ. Thomas Frank wasn't a bad manager, bro. You guys destroyed him. Top mod, bro. AJ is the best mod around, bro. Facts here. Best mod in the building. Big up, big up. Big up. Big up. Yeah, man. Big up. Big up. But yeah, bro, Thomas Frank is not a bad coach. I maintain that. You know, it's mad here because if not, Tomkin, if you're still here, by the way, all the managers you've had here post Pochettino. So you went from Pochettino, Mourinho. It was Mourinho. Then it was, I believe, Conte. Then I believe it was Ange, and then Frank now. So you've had 4 managers since Pochettino, right? If you'd backed all of those managers, they all would have done well at your club. Backed them in the market with the players they wanted. They would have bought you trophies, every single one of them. But you don't back your managers, bro. You don't. Bro, Frank's a good manager, bro. Frank was a good manager. You got to blame your club for not backing him. It's not on him. You didn't back the guy in the market. What do you expect, bro? You know what I'm saying? You didn't back Ange in the market. What do you expect? You didn't back Conte, Mourinho. Now, these guys can't just make miracles with your players. These players you have are ass. Big up. Sub to AFC always as well, by the way. AFC always, by the way, I dropped your channel a sub a couple of weeks ago, so I am subbed. Big up yourself, man. Excited to see you do content potentially in the future. 100%. Big up. Frank needs to stick with the bees. I've read that one out. It's who we are, mate. It's who we are, mate. It's just who we are. Tottenham Hotspur. Frank is shit, bro. He's not a bad manager. He's not a defensive manager, Night Tom Kid. He's not. Look at the injuries you have. Look at the injuries you have in your team. Do you really expect attacking football with that amount of injuries? You get eaten alive every week, bro. So he's adapted to what he's got at the moment. Like I said, back Mourinho would have done well. Back Conte would have done well. Back Angie would have done well. Back Frankie would have. All these managers, if they were backed in the market by your board, would have done well for your club and bought you trophies. But you don't back them and you end up where you are. AFC always is going to be on Night Time Kid today. Nah. I think he would have done well at Spurs. Like I said, backing is key, bro. Big up Night Time Kid. Big up AFC always. Back what, bro? Frank his cheeks. Okay, then what? Okay, then they're ass. But Ange football helps us to win. Well, bro, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Ange managed to win you a trophy with that team. Give him some good players. He probably would have got you man top 4 last year in the league. You know, give Frank some good players this season. He would get you guys top 4 and he'd probably get you a cup. Give Mourinho backing. He would have bought you some trophies, all right? Give Conte some backing. He would have bought you some trophies. But again, you got to blame your board, Night Time Kid, because it all stems down to them. It's not a coincidence you've been through all these managers. 2 serial winners have were at your club. Conte and Mourinho, and they couldn't do nothing. They couldn't do nothing. Conte actually crashed out in the interview. Mourinho, actually, I applaud Mourinho for remaining calm when he was at Spurs and not saying nothing out. But Conte crashed out on them, not. Name one manager. Exactly, AJ. Name one manager that can attack with your injuries. You cannot play attacking football with the amount of injuries Spurs have. They will get eaten alive. You know what I'm saying? They will get eaten alive. And AJ, I'm sure you agree. If Spurs had backed every single manager they've had, all their managers would have done well for them. Nah, back nothing. Back me if I was manager, I'd be top 5. All right, Night Time Kid. Nah, but man really doesn't like Thomas Frank, you know. I guarantee you if Thomas Frank goes to Arsenal, he does well. Or if he goes to Chelsea, he does well. And he's backed. I guarantee you the next club Thomas Frank goes to, He does well. I don't want to manage a young lads get thanks. Fact. I'm not sure what that one means at AFC always, but yeah, listen, bro. Um, Arteta has had more success with injuries than trophies. He has, bro. He has. He has. Let me tell you, I can get attacking football. I can. Fair enough, nighttime kid, bro. Sign yourself up for the job. Sign yourself up. You probably Yasti might be able to do something. But yeah, I don't know with Spurs, man. They're a very strange club. They're a nice enough club. I can't lie. I don't have nothing against them. You know what I'm saying? They don't win nothing. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, they played good football, but yeah, man, you guys are headed down a dark route. You know what I'm saying? At least before you guys were still in around 6th, 7th. Now you guys have back-to-back seasons where you've been mid-table is crazy, man. I can't lie. I won't be surprised if we went to fucking Arsenal with his Arsenal cup in damn. Yeah, bro. Maybe he is a secret Arsenal fan. Every season we get damn it. That's your medical team, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nighttime kid. I think you've got the most injuries in the league. If I'm correct, Spurs have got the most injuries in the league. I think someone said that to me yesterday. But that's your medical team, boy. You need to get rid of your medical team because obviously they're not looking after the players properly, are they? You know what I'm saying. But yeah, I agree. Nighttime kid, you've had crazy injuries this year, and you had crazy injuries last year as well. Let's see Eagle Tudor. Let's see what, bro. Like I said, people said that the guy's an ass manager. Apparently, he's ass cheek. So you guys could be in trouble with that one. I can't lie. Who's your next game against Nighttime? Profit in terms of right backs. Where do you go into summer? Ooh. Well, ideally, AJ. Ideally, I'd like Bradley to come back and actually, get past his injury prone shit. I'd like Frimpong to come back and hopefully he doesn't be injury prone. But as of right now, I'd say we have 2 injury prone right backs. So Frimpong will be back, I think. But then Bradley probably won't be back till 2027. So, where do we go? Where do we go, man? There's a couple of right backs out there I like, but again, I don't know if we'll put the cash on the table to get them. I can't lie. Oh yeah, you've got Arsenal next. Yeah. The North London derby's next, isn't it? Yeah, nighttime kid, you're gonna lose that. I can't lie. When was the last time you even beat Arsenal in the league? We'll talk. When was the last time you even beat Arsenal in the league? Because I can't remember off the top of my head. Next year, AJ is ready for that. AJ, you are ready for that North London derby because nighttime kid, if you get smoked, it is peak for you, bro. Hope we go for Anderson or Wharton this summer, bro. Anderson would be good. I feel like Wharton goes United, bro. I can't lie. I think them scumbags will get him. I can't lie. I'd love him though, but I think he goes United. Sell me Gakpo and get Morgan Rogers. Facts, bro. Anyone but Gakpo. Anyone would do a better job off the left wing than him. Nice. Yeah. Andre, Morgan, Rogers on left wing. Not good enough. I think as cover, AJ, he'd be alright. But again, as a first choice left winger, nah, man. We need someone like a proper first choice left winger. Get Grimaldo. Hey, you know what? If we're going to bring Xabi Alonso in, I know Xabi Alonso is with Grimaldo as well. So, yeah, that's a decent out nighttime kid. Fair enough. Profit, Andre, you should trade Maka for Elliot Anderson, in my opinion. It could work, AJ, but then again, McAllister's never going to want to downgrade from Liverpool to Forest, is he? You know what I mean? If he ever wants to leave, he's going to look to go to a club as good as us or above us. And when I say above us, there's only one club above us that I think there is, and that's Madrid. So Maka would never accept a downgrade from Liverpool to Forest. But yeah, man, Spurs, peak for you, nighttime kid. Peak for you. Selling him is dangerous. He'll go to another club with vengeance. Yeah, man. How's that worked out with Trent, though, Andre? I'm feeling that, Andre. I think Madrid will make a play for him in a couple of years, and I think McAllister could go. I can't lie. Just get that feeling of him. I don't know why, but I just do. If you get Xabi Alonso, I fully believe you get Tipsoba and Grimaldo. And I agree, and that would be good as well, bro, because it adds to our depth. AJ, like I said, we need better squad depth than that. So I agree. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we get him in first. Big up King, bro. Big up you. Big up King, man. Make sure you sub to my brother King as well. African King Academy in the building. Hope you're well, bro. Big up yourself. Yeah, big up King, man. Trent is balling out. I haven't seen this. Night time kid. I'm on Instagram and TikTok every day. I don't see no reels of Trent balling out. He came back. Oh, he got assists, did he? Okay. Okay. Speaking of Madrid, by the way, guys, I looked at the La Liga table today, and they're actually top of that now. Barcelona have really, really, really bottled it. Madrid somehow under Arbeloa have managed to get themselves top of the La Liga table. So I don't know what's going on in Barcelona over there, but yeah, that's Pete, bro. He's just always hurt. Always has he been injured a lot at Madrid? See, that's mad because Chet never really got injured for Liverpool. He's gone to Madrid and he's picking up injuries, which is mental. Obviously, look, I don't wish injuries on no player and that. But that's mad, bro. That is mad. Trent always injured. I don't know, man, whether Trent will be at Madrid in a couple of years. I feel like he could take the Coutinho route where he just doesn't cut it there and they end up selling him out on loan. So we'll see what happens with Trent, man. Yeah, man, big up. Do sub to King, man. Absolute legend. Big up. Big up. But yeah, man. Yeah. I'm hoping, AJ, that we get Xabi Alonso in because I worry. I genuinely worry, bro, because it doesn't look like he'll go anywhere this season, sorry, but in the summer, clubs are going to be eyeing him up, and if we don't act quick, someone else will snap him and we'll be screwed. Okay, lads, name one player who is overrated from these clubs: Bayern, Madrid, Barcelona, Man United, Manchester City, Liverpool. Okay, so Madrid, you take your pick out of Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. I'll say Vinicius Jr. Bayern, I think all of Bayern's players are pretty good, to be fair. I'll probably go Upamecano, though. I don't think he's as good as people make him out. Barcelona, who's overrated for Barcelona? I don't really watch much of Barcelona there. I can't really comment on them because I don't really watch a lot of their games. Man United, Bruno Fernandes, easy. Manchester City, Manchester City. Who would we say? Manchester City. Ugh. You know what? With Manchester City, I'm gonna go with who the hell should I go for, man? There's a couple over there. We'll go with Savio because I think people overhype Savio and he's actually not a good player. By the way, is it Savio or Savinho? I'm not too sure how you pronounce his name. Savinho. He's one. And for us, overrated, if I'm gonna be honest, overrated player for Liverpool, probably someone we hype up too much. Probably Mohamed Salah. I'm not saying Mohamed Salah's not a legend in the game. He's a legend. I love him, but I feel like sometimes our fans put him too high of a pedigree where he's not at. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Bayern, Upamecano, Madrid, Vinicius Jr., United, Bruno Fernandes, City, Savinho, and Liverpool, Mohamed Salah. Barcelona, I can't comment, bro, because I don't really watch them. Fermin Lopez, but even that's a push. Yeah, I don't really watch a lot of La Liga, bro. I've watched a couple of Madrid games, but I haven't really watched no Barcelona games, so I can't comment on them. But yeah, if you guys want to drop some names in, you can, 100%. 100%. But yeah, man. Yeah. The Champions League is on this week. The playoffs are on. The Champions League table, by the way, is absolutely mental if you haven't seen it. I'll bring it up in a couple of minutes. But the fact that Madrid, 2 years in a row, have been in the playoffs and they haven't gotten top 8 is mental. The fact that Tottenham finished above Madrid, the fact that they finished above Paris Saint-Germain, the fact that they finished, was it 4th in the table or 5th? They finished that high up is mental. One of my boys saying Kvaratskhelia, summer 2026. Ooh, I wouldn't mind some of that, bro. Imagine, that would be crazy. My dream window, bro, would be say we get to the summer, say we get Champions League hypothetically. Yeah, we say bye to Slot. You bring Xabi Alonso in. We've got a centre back coming in Jaquet. Ideally, Konate signs with a new deal, so we end up keeping him. We bring in another centre back along with Jaquet. We bring in a defensive midfielder. We bring in the right winger to replace Salah, and we bring in the left winger to replace Gakpo. And for me, then, you look at that, we have a decent team on paper, and we have some decent depth as well. That's the problem with me. Under Jurgen, I always used to say, first 11 can go toe-to-toe with anyone in the world, anyone. But our squad depth is very, very poor. And now I feel like with the money we spent, I'm absolutely livid that our squad depth is still poor because all we did was replace players. I think Tar for Bayern is overrated. Vinny for Madrid, Vinicius Junior, Cabarrasi for Barcelona, Bruno for United, Nunes for City, Konate for Liverpool. I think Konate on his day is a very good centre back, bro. I think he's a very good centre back on his day, but that's the key word, on his day. I agree. Bruno United is definitely overrated. I don't know much about Cabarrasi, so I can't say. Vinicius Junior and overrated 100%, and Nunes as well. Decent list, nighttime kid. I'm not getting gassed about Arsenal being top. Yeah, not AFC always. It doesn't mean nothing, does it? Let's be honest. It means absolutely nothing because we finished top of that table last season and we went out in the round of 16. Paris Saint-Germain just about scraped the playoffs and they went on to win the tournament. The league table means nothing. It's what happens at the end of a tournament. You know what I mean? I just laugh when people say Yamal overrated. He's not overrated, bro. He's not overrated, but again, it's people are wild, bro. He's not over. He's a very good player. The way people talk about, bro, nighttime kid. People have been criticizing Konate this season. No one's been hyping him up. He's probably been our most criticized player, along with Mohamed Salah. No one's hyping Konate up, bro. Trust me. No one is hyping him up. No one. But Andre, saying Yamal's overrated is crazy, man. 100%. I mean, look, people are giving him grief in the Euros because Ronaldo oversigned him. But look, end of the day, Ronaldo's an experienced pro, let's be honest. Yamal is still young, has a lot of developing to do. He's good at his age, bro. He's only going to get better as age gets on. I'm saying, facts, AFC always, he's a generational talent, and he's only going to get better with age. Cabarrasi is not good from Ingo Martinez left for Saudi. He's been shocking. They said board the flight to Madrid. Oh, man. To be fair, bro, you look at Madrid's team on paper, and if you didn't know much about football, if you weren't a proper watcher of football, you'd say they have a great team. People would say, oh, Vinicius Junior is great, Mbappe's great, Bellingham's great. But you actually watch these players, they're not good. They're not good at all. Vinicius Junior is a scrub, and Mbappe's a scrub. I say he's a scrub, but somehow he's still saving them this season. Bellingham is not good. And there's a couple of other players in there as well that are not good. You know what I'm saying? Stealing a living. Jamie Carragher got overhyped. Konate, fair enough, nighttime kid. To be fair, I wouldn't take anything Jamie Carragher says seriously. The guy's an absolute idiot. Yamal is... Oh, nighttime kid, come on, bro. Yamal's very good. He's a very, very good young player, let's be honest. And he's only going to get better with age. I don't rate Jude whatsoever. I wouldn't. Fat AJ, he's so overrated. It's unreal. I remember they were doing up with Zidane comparisons. They did up Pirlo comparisons too. Give it a rest, man. Give it a rest. Do not disrespect these legends. Do not disrespect these legends. They need to move Mbappe to the wing. But then again, bro, Vinicius. Where do you put Vinicius then? You know what I mean? I think they need to bin Vinicius off personally. I think he needs to go to Saudi this summer coming. Maybe keep Mbappe and then you can move him back. But Vinicius, bro, that guy is a problem for Madrid. His ego is out of this world. Out of this world. AJ, I can't lie, bro. The fact that Nighttime Kid just said that I'm just lost. I genuinely. Gulu is one I rate, but he's been shocking. Yeah, he has been shocking, Nighttime Kid. He has. Yeah. Bye, Vinicius Junior. Yeah, he has to go. Andre, he's been absolutely poor. He's been a very, 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 very poor player for them. He's so overrated as well. I mean, you could look at Brazilians back in the day. You had Pele, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Kaká. Who else am I not talking about? Roberto Carlos. You had these proper Brazilians now. Now you look at it, you have the likes of Richarlison, you have the likes of the fucking Vinicius Junior, you have the likes of other players in the team, man. But yeah, Neymar as well. Hey, bro, I'll be honest, back in 2018, Brazil still had good players. You know what I mean? You had Firmino, Neymar, Casemiro. I'd even put Coutinho up there because Coutinho was still good at the time. So we had decent players back then too. But Brazil's quality has really declined this last couple of years. Bro, man said sell turtle, man. Bro, I'd sell Vinicius Junior before Mbappe. At least Mbappe is coming up clutch and scoring them goals. You know what I mean? What's Vinicius Junior doing? Vinicius Junior won't win them everything, then this turtle come along and they still have. Yeah, bro. I can't lie. Mbappe's really screwed up that Madrid chemistry. He has. We can't say he hasn't. But again, he's also scoring them goals and keeping them floating. You know what I'm saying? Madrid fans want Vinicius Junior right wing, Mbappe left wing, then a new number 9. They want Hugo off you. Would have you lot money for Hugo? You know what, AJ? I can't lie. I don't know about that, man. Giving Hugo to Madrid and bringing in Rodrigo. You put me in a pickle there, bro. If they want a number 9, though, they can easily go for Haaland. They could go for Haaland. They could go for someone else. Why they gotta come to us, man? Again, like watch taking Trent wasn't enough. They gotta come for Hugo as well. What I think about Curtis Jones this season, bro? He's been good. He's been good, bro. For me, he's been one of our standout players. Say what you want about Jones ability-wise. I know a lot of people don't rate him ability-wise, but one thing you can never discredit Jones about is how much heart he has. He cares for the club. He's a local lad. He'll always give 100% on the pitch. And for me, bro, personally, I think he should be playing next to Gravenberch, and McAllister needs to hold bench. Coop Miner has got 2 goals right now. Crazy. They're trying to fit Mbappe in the team. Yeah, bro. Mbappe's really screwed up their team chemistry, I know. To be fair, Ancelotti kind of managed it last year. He kind of was able to find a way around it, but this year they've proper been in the mud still. Proper been in the mud. But it looks like they are on track to win the La Liga currently. It looks like they are on track to win the La Liga. Arbeloa seems to have steadied it a little bit. Looks like they are playing a bit better under Arbeloa. I think Madrid need Ekitike. Of course, you'd say that, Nighttime Kid, bro. Of course, you'd say that. How about they take some of your players, but how about they take Romero and Van der Ven? How about that? How about they take your players off you? But yeah, Madrid are crazy, man. I don't think they're going to win the Champions League this year. 50-50 with the Liga. You never know. It's very close there. They're in trouble, man. This could be a very, very underwhelming season for Madrid, and they've never really had underwhelming seasons. They always win stuff, which is mad. I just don't think it equates to winning football with those two. It doesn't. Andre, egos never work. Galactico teams, they don't work because you're just a team with individual brilliance. That's all. A team of egos. Under Jurgen, did we ever have that? No. We had a very, very solid team that played with each other. You know what I'm saying? They had very good chemistry, played as a team. Madrid don't have that. They're never going to have that with the players they've got now. Even Paris Saint-Germain, bro, a couple of years ago when Pochettino was manager, they had Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. It didn't work. It didn't work, bro. The Galactico thing never works, bro, ever. Exactly too selfish, bro. All about me, not putting the club and team first. Put Ekitike number 9, Mbappe, Salvini, I guess Sal Rodrigo. Nighttime Kid, you're talking like he's going to go, bruv. He's not going nowhere. He's only just joined. Maybe in a couple of years they could come for him, but not now. Nah. We're okay. Bro, you think if Madrid didn't coming from Romero and Van der Ven, they wouldn't just burn your club off in a heartbeat? Ekitike words to Madrid would be good. Bro, you were cooking words, Nighttime Kid, a couple of weeks ago. What are you on about? You was calling him words and all that a couple of weeks ago. Don't think I've forgotten. You can't be hyping him up now. Andre, listen. Mane, the fact that we sold Mane and bought in Darwin, oh my god, that's a big L looking back on it. A huge L. For me, out of the original front three, my favourite was always Firmino. Firmino was always my favourite one. But again, I think Mane was probably a better player than Salah. Well, Salah got the goals more so. Again, I agree with you, Andre. He was better than Salah. Salah maybe took the spotlight more. He maybe took the spotlight a little bit more. But I think Mane was very, very severely underrated. Wirtz is still crap. Okay, but why would he be good for Madrid then, Nighttime Kid? And why would he be good? When Real Madrid coming knocking, it's a very loud knock, bro. It's a very, very loud knock, yeah. However, it is possible to reject them. It is possible. Like, Klopp doesn't seem to... They've approached Klopp, apparently. He doesn't seem interested, so... It's possible, but it's rare that someone rejects Madrid. I don't rate Wirtz, but he would fit in Madrid. I guess he would make Bellingham work. You don't rate Wirtz? How can you not rate Wirtz, bro? Genuinely. How can you not rate Wirtz? But whatever, cool, bro. It is what it is. it is what it is, man. Wirtz will just do his thing, innit? He'll just do his thing. I said I don't rate Wirtz, that is mad. Absolutely mad. But yeah, people, Madrid, who knows what's going to happen with them? Who knows who their manager is going to be in the summer? Because I doubt they're going to stick with Arbeloa. So, yeah, man. Fuck Madrid, though. We missed out on 2 Champions Leagues because of them. So they can suffer for that. Okay, who gives a crap? Champions League week, Champions League week. The playoffs are here, people. Couple of big names in the playoffs. Madrid are in the playoffs. Paris Saint-Germain are in the playoffs. I believe Newcastle are also in the playoffs. Is there someone else? Leverkusen, Dortmund, Inter, Juventus. Some decent teams playing. I'll be honest, only one or two of those teams are actually good. Atletico Madrid as well, also in the playoffs. So, yeah, let's discuss the Champions League a bit then, people. So, this is a competition that I always look at and have good memories of as a Liverpool fan. 18-19, back in Istanbul in 2005 as well. It's always something that I always have high regards in because while we were crap in the league for a lot of years, we were always doing well in Europe. So I'm excited to see how this UCL campaign goes. I don't think we'll win it. I don't think we're good enough to win it. I think, again, if we come up against the Bayern, we're going to get absolutely screwed over and dumped out. But while we're in it, while we have that heritage, while we have that pedigree, I don't think you could ever really write us off. You know what I'm trying to say? I think we're always going to be discussed about up there because we're Liverpool and we have that heritage. You don't win 6 European Cups without having heritage. So I don't think we'll win it, but I'm not going to write us off. Other teams that could win the Champions League this year, I mean, while I don't think Real Madrid will win it, they're Real Madrid. You can never really rule them out of it. Barcelona, again, got to the semis last year, but the defence really let them down. Defensively this year, they're still not good, so you can never write them off, but I don't think they win it. Manchester City, again, not great in the league, but you can't really write them off. They've got Pep, you know what I'm saying? Who else do we have in the Champions League? Arsenal, again. Arsenal have never won a European competition, so it's hard to really put them in this conversation, but if they play to their best, there's no reason why they can't do something in it. Paris Saint-Germain, again. Yeah, they haven't had a good campaign in the table thing. They've just about made it to the playoffs, but again, Enrique, with the team they have, you can never write them off. Then we have Spurs. Yeah, no chance, nighttime kid. No chance. You may as well just go home now because you're not winning this tournament. Sorry to say that, but it is what it is. Who else? And Bayern Munich. For me, Bayern Munich of a team. They're the standout team that I look at in this competition and think they're going to win it because I think they've just looked head and shoulders above everyone. So far, apologies, people. Arsenal have been good as well. Probably been the best 2 teams in Europe at the moment. Well, the table would say that at least. Arsenal and Bayern. So this will be interesting, seeing where this Champions League thing goes. But if I just share the screen here for a minute, just share the screen, bring the Champions League thing up. So as you can see, people, we'll look at the table. Actually, we'll start off by looking at the table. Come on, man. Okay, now let's have a look at the table. So yeah, 4-match schedule. That's not what I want to see. I want to see the table, please. Here we go. That's not what I want either. Here we go. Click on that. So yeah, this was the top 8 of the Champions League. Let me just bring it up. So you know what? That's not how I expected it to be. That is not how I expected it to be. So obviously, top of the table were Arsenal. We didn't lose a game actually, so fair play to them. Is it okay? So 0 draws and 0 losses. Arsenal were perfect in the table then. Arsenal were perfect, so fair play to them. Won all of their games, topped the thing. So Arsenal were top of it. Bayern a close second, again didn't draw again, but they did lose to Arsenal away, so that probably stitched them up a bit. We finished 3rd somehow. People, somehow, despite being crap all season, we finished 3rd in the Champions League table. Mad that, ain't it? Absolutely mad. Somehow we finished 3rd. And you know what's even madder? Look who's below us in the table. Spurs finished 4th. Tottenham Hotspur, who are sat in a relegation battle in the league, finished 4th in the Champions League table. So they didn't really have an issue qualifying. You know what I'm saying? That's mad. You have a top two there, but then third and fourth, wow. You would never expect that based on how bad both of our league seasons have been for our standard. Barcelona came in fifth, Chelsea came in sixth, Sporting in seventh, which is a mad one. Big up Josh, bro. Big up Joshy J, man. Big up my brother Josh. Make sure you sub to Josh, man. Absolute legend. Big up, man. Hope you're well. Glad to see you win. So yeah, Sporting in seventh is a very, very, very impressive one. Ruben Amorim's ex-team, Ruben Amorim's old team, guys. So yeah, looks like Sporting aren't doing too bad without him. If Josh is here still, looks like Sporting are not missing Ruben. And then City came in eighth. Again, that's not, again, you wouldn't be surprised at that. The only surprise is Sporting being in there. You would never expect Sporting Lisbon to be seventh in the table. If we go down a little bit more to the playoff thing. So the playoff was the playoffs thing. So we have Madrid just missed out in ninth place. Inter, Paris Saint-Germain, Newcastle, Juventus. Some big names that missed out that are going into the playoffs. Juventus, Atlanta, Atletico, Leverkusen, Dortmund, Olympiacos, Bruges, Galatasaray, Monaco, Karabakh, Bodo, Benfica. And then you got these man who just these man who was just there for participation, really. Didn't do nothing. Benfica, just about squeezed in. Marseille, Pavos, Union Saint, whatever the hell that is, PSV Eindhoven, Athletic Club Napoli. Yeah, bro, I can't lie. Conte had an absolute smeller, bro. Conte absolutely underperformed. You'd never expect that. Yeah, these men who just were there for participation didn't really do nothing. So yeah, that top eight, and then you have the what's the word that I'm looking for? You big up Mr. Josh EJ, big up yourself. You have the top eight, and then you have these lot as well. So yeah, Paris Saint-Germain, the current holders, didn't make the top eight. Mad. Madrid, you think they'd be the first name up there, but no, they didn't. Inter as well. Newcastle got a playoff spot. Juventus, Atletico, Leverkusen, Dortmund. But yeah, but what is positive news though, people, is you look at the top eight there. Out of the five teams that were in the top eight, out of the five teams from England, four of them were in the top eight. So it does well for the English correlation, because we know if English clubs do well in Europe, it will make that fifth spot in the Premier League a Champions League spot too. So Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs, Chelsea, City, all being in the top eight, it is positive for the whole fifth spot thing. So yeah, Newcastle got a playoff round too, so they could go do as well. So yeah, man, it looks like the top five will be happening again this year, just like last year. But yeah, that's the table. Somehow Liverpool and Spurs made it into the top eight. Don't know how, but we did. So we'll look at the games and we'll just talk about the games coming up. So Juventus are currently beating Galatasaray 2-1. I didn't even know this was on. So this is currently happening. Coop Miners has 2 goals. I don't know why the stats aren't coming up, but whatever. The stats are just saying 0, 0, 0, 0. I don't know what that's all about. So Juventus are currently winning. So if we go back, we'll talk about some of these games coming up, people. I guess we'll start with the Dortmund Atlanta game again. I don't know much about Dortmund. At all. So I can't really comment on what they're like as a team, as a club, etc. I know they're a pretty relatively passionate club. They have this whole the yellow wall thing. It's a lovely ground. One thing I'll say about Dortmund, and one thing I'm always going to give Dortmund credit on, they have a very nice ground. They have very passionate supporters. And I can kind of relate to that because I see similarities between themselves and my club, Liverpool. We both had Jurgen Klopp as our manager as well. So, Klopp would never go to a club that wasn't high energy. The fans weren't high energy, etc. He would never have done that. So, Dortmund in this Champions League campaign, where did they finish in the table? Let's just have a look. Where they finished in the table. So, Dortmund were... let's have a look. I can just bring this up a bit. Where's it gone? Here we go. So, Dortmund finished... 17th, so they didn't have a great Champions League campaign. Wasn't a great Champions League campaign at all. Spurs beat them. If you lose to Spurs, it's a bad thing in general. So they haven't been great. I don't know who their manager is, so they've had a big fall off. They were a decent team a couple of years ago. Had some decent players there. Royce, Sancho was there as well at one point. Had some decent players in that team. They've had a big fall off in recent years. Big fall off. Yeah, Dortmund, and then they take on, who is it they're playing? Atlanta, is it? I think they're playing Atlanta, who are 50th. So Atlanta, not a bad team, to be fair. I remember Atlanta beat us 2 years ago. Atlanta beat us 2 years ago in this competition. Well, no, not this competition. Atlanta beat us 2 years ago in the Europa League. So with Atlanta, a very well organised defensive team. Typical Italian team, to be fair. Very well organised, very defensively pragmatic, hard to break down. So that's one. That's something. So that should be an interesting game. Atlanta are going to be very hard to break down. Dortmund are going to be. I don't really know what Dortmund's style of play is, to be fair, so I can't comment. But yeah, Dortmund, Atlanta, what do I think? By the way, in this one, I'm just going to back Juventus to win because I think, just for the hell of it, Dortmund, Atlanta. So home advantage at the yellow wall. What is Dortmund? I'm not sure what Dortmund's ground's called now, off the top of my head. I'm not too sure, but yeah, Dortmund versus Atlanta. Over the 2 legs, who do I think will go to? Over the 2 legs, I'm gonna back Dortmund. I'm gonna back Borussia Dortmund to go to. I think they'll win tonight, and maybe get a draw in Italy. I think again, home advantage is very key in a leg. Their ground is electric. It can be very electric. It can be very intimidating for a rival team to come and play in. So it could be very interesting draw for Atlanta. Interesting, bro. Interesting night time. I'm going to go with the Dortmund winning this one. I don't know much about both clubs, so I'll kind of just waffled on that one. But yeah, we'll go with a 2-1 at Dortmund win. And we'll go, I'll go with Dortmund to make it through over the 2 legs. So yeah, Dortmund to win. Moving to the next game. You know what? I'm gonna just go to the unimportant ones first. So Karabag against Newcastle. Okay. Karabag versus Newcastle. Look, Karabag, we absolutely slapped 7. We slapped 6 past Karabag to qualify for the top 8. They're not a good team. If we, as bad as we are scoring 6 past them, it's mental. Absolutely mental. So yeah. Newcastle as well, not had a good season. Big up AJ, appreciate you, man. Big up yourself. Alright, Tom Kid, have your border looking at Eddie Howe. Would you take him? He'd be good. He'd actually be good for them, AJ. Appreciate that, AJ, a lot. He'd actually do well for them. But it depends if they back him, like I said, AJ. So Newcastle should win this one, people. I can't lie. Newcastle should win this one. Their league campaign is crap. It's very bad, actually. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. They're having a very bad league campaign. Sunderland, their rivals, have come up and overperformed them, so oversigned them, should I say. So they're not doing too well. Let's just have a look at where Newcastle are in the league as well. So in the Premier League, Newcastle are currently sat in 10th place. So they have moved up because they were lower than that a couple of weeks ago. So sat in 10th place. They're actually above. Okay. So they're actually above Sunderland now, which is very interesting. Actually sat above Sunderland, 1 place above them. So Newcastle are 10th, Sunderland are 11th. So Sunderland have kind of had a bit of a dip recently then. But they've still not been good. Every time Newcastle are in the Champions League, every time they're in the Champions League, they struggle. They struggle big time. 2 years ago, they were in the Champions League. And it really affected their league form that year as well. This time around, qualified for the Champions League again. Haven't learned their lesson, didn't strengthen their squad. They have issues, of course, with FFP and that. But again, they've just doomed themselves. They've stitched themselves up on both occasions. On both occasions, they've stitched themselves up by not going into a Champions League season prepared. So, yeah. I think last year they had a decent league campaign. Managed to get top 4. This time around, obviously, they're not going to get Champions League again. Maybe if they have a little bit of a resurgence towards the end of the season, they can get a Europa League spot or a Conference League spot. But again, they're better off in a lower league competition in a Europa League or Conference League. It probably suits them better. It probably suits them a lot better than it does them being in the Champions League. So Newcastle away to Karabakh. Now, I'd say Newcastle will win this easily, but we know that going away to these grounds in Europe, especially grounds like that, can be relatively tough. They can be very, very intimidating for a lot of people. So yeah, I think Karabakh being at home maybe will cause Newcastle a bit of problems. Maybe. But overall, if we can slap six past them, albeit at home, Newcastle should be dealing with them in both of these legs. Maybe they'll struggle a bit tomorrow in the over wherever Karabakh is. I'm not sure where they are. But at St James's Park, with the atmosphere they have on a European night, I'd expect Newcastle to beat them. I can't lie. So for this one, I'm gonna back. I've got to back Newcastle. I can't lie. It would be very, very bad if they went out to Karabakh. So I'll back them to go do over two legs. So I think they'll win both games. So Newcastle to advance against Karabakh. So that's that. So I've gone with Dortmund to win and Newcastle to win. We'll go to the what games should we go to next? Some of these games. By the way, guys, some of these games are absolutely ass. I can't lie. Like, who's gonna even want to watch Karabakh, Newcastle, or this one or that one? Even Dortmund versus Atlanta. Who's gonna want to watch that? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Olympiacos versus Leverkusen. Leverkusen are a weird team, man. I can't lie. Obviously, Ten Hag went there at the start of the season, had two league games, got absolutely I'd say absolutely. He got sacked after two league games, which is a big embarrassment. I can't lie. After two league games, getting potted is mental. But Leverkusen have fallen off big time from a team that they were under Xabi Alonso 2 seasons ago. Went invincible, won the league against Bayern Munich and Tuchel. Walked the league. Last season, they weren't great. They had a bit of a fall off. I can't lie. Still a decent side, but they didn't win the Bundesliga, and you could see they just weren't that same team. They weren't all that. Obviously, in the summer they got picked apart. Alonso, of course, left them to go to Madrid. We signed Frimpong. We signed Wirtz as well, so we took two of their key players. Hincapié, of course, as well, ended up going to Arsenal. One or two other players as well they've lost, so they've been stripped. And you do feel bad for them to an extent, but I think that's just the way the Bundesliga works, isn't it? I think unless you're Bayern Munich, it's very, very hard for you to keep hold of your players. If you're a Leipzig, if you're a Leverkusen, if you're a Dortmund, it's very, very hard. It happens to Dortmund all the time, people. You know, Dortmund can win a league and Bayern will still take their players off them. Leverkusen can win a league, Bayern will still take their players off them. It's pretty much Bayern Munich at the top of the pecking order, and then everyone else is just below them. So, again, if a club like Liverpool call, if a club like United call, if a club like Arsenal call, Madrid, you're going to lose players if you're Leverkusen. So, they really lost a lot of players this window. Their manager changed, so naturally they've had a big fall off. And I don't know, Olympiacos again, a Greek team. I'm not sure about them much, but I'm gonna back Leverkusen to win this one. But again, that could go either way. Genuinely, my club could actually get by Leverkusen in the round of 16. So I'm happy I can beat club. Oh, AJ, I think you'll beat them. I can't lie. You know, I think you'll beat them if you do get them because they're not a great side no more. They're not a great side. So for that one, not even going to spend much time on it, man. I'm going to go with a Leverkusen win. But again, could go either way. Next one, Bodo Glimt, Inter Milan. Inter, again, a manager change in the summer. I don't know who their manager is. The new one is Inzaghi left them. Obviously, they got absolutely cooked in that Champions League final. They've actually been decent in the league. Inter Milan are walking their league. So they're top of the Serie A by a big points gap. So they're going to win that. When we played Inter Milan, I'll be honest, I expected a lot more from them. A lot more. But at home as well, we went away to the San Siro. We were in a difficult moment, and we went there 1-0 with relative ease. So I can't lie. Inter, I don't think are all that. Again, another team that focus a lot on defensive stuff. Very, very hard to break down. Very hard to beat. I think we would beat by Leverkusen, but depending on the injuries, of course. Yeah, AJ, if you have a full team out, you should have no problems beating by Leverkusen because I said they're not a great side. Inter as well, again, not a great side. And I know they're not a great side because we were able to go to their home ground, win, and keep a clean sheet too. Very cowardly as well when they played us. Didn't come out, didn't really want to play, didn't put it on us. They should have smelled blood and they didn't. So, again, Inter aren't great. They were back in the day, but they're not so much no more. But Bodo Glimt, they're trash, let's be honest. So I back Inter to win this one just because their name is Inter, and I think they have better players. So Inter to go do over 2 legs in this one. Okay, now we get to the better games. So we have Madrid, we have Paris Saint-Germain, and we have Club Brugge, Atletico Madrid. Okay, Club Brugge, Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid, again, not the team they once were under Diego Simeone. Massive decline, lost a couple players too. I remember back in the day, Atletico Madrid were a team you did not want to play. They knocked us out of the Champions League in 1920. They were just a very, 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 very hard nemesis to come up against. So defensively well organized, man. It's crazy. You know, just they're an unlikable team as well because of the way they act on the pitch. Very, very unlikable. But again, they have a manager who is a winner. He's won this competition before. He knows what it takes to get over the line in Diego Simeone. He might be a bit of a prick, but can't deny he's not a very, very good coach. And again, having a manager that has won this competition before, knows what it takes to get over the line is huge. So, Atletico Madrid, not the same team that they were. Obviously a big decline, but still, I still say they were a relatively good side. They did well against us this season. You know, at Anfield, opening night of a Champions League, we're 2-0 up. They pull it back to 2-2, and we need a late minute Virgil van Dijk header to get the 3 points. So they're not a bad side. Arsenal absolutely cooked them at the Emirates 4-0. So they got battered there, but they're not bad, but they're just not what they once were. You know what I'm saying? There was a time where people feared playing Atletico, but again, now they're not that same nemesis no more. In La Liga too, they're not saying much. So they're not that good. But again, Brugge, I hear good things about Club Brugge, to be fair. I hear that Club Brugge do play some good football. I hear that Club Brugge are a team that actually like to play out from the back and that. So, again, you're probably going to just see an attack versus defence game here. You're going to see probably Club Brugge be the team who play the better football. And you see Atletico Madrid just probably do what they usually do and just sit house their ways through over 2 legs. If they can get a point at Club Brugge, I think they can take it back to their Wanda Metropolitano and win the game. So, yeah, back Atletico Madrid to get to in this one. But there could be an upset here. They could. But, yeah, Atletico Madrid with their shithousery will just maneuver their way through. Okay. Now that we've got the crap games out of the way, people. Now that we've got the crap ones out of the way, we'll get to the 2 big ones, the 2 interesting ones. So, Monaco, Benfica. Monaco versus Paris Saint-Germain. An all French tie there. And then Benfica versus Real Madrid, part 2. We'll start with Monaco versus Paris Saint-Germain. So, again, Paris Saint-Germain have been a little bit underwhelming this season. Very, very good last year. Can't really argue with it. They were brilliant. This year, haven't been so good. Obviously, they're in the playoffs. Didn't qualify in the top 8. Just not that same team. I feel like letting Donnarumma go was a bit of a mistake. They've let him go. They haven't replaced him. A bad move on their end there. But again, they're the current champions and you can never write them off. I told man PSG isn't. They're a good team, bro. They're a very good team. But again, naturally, you're going to have a drop-off, aren't you, if you win the Champions League? You know what I'm saying? Naturally, you're not going to have that same hunger. And I think, again, with Paris Saint-Germain, they're just lacking the hunger. They are lacking the hunger at the moment. And we need to get that back or they won't win this one around. This Champions League, sorry. So, Monaco. I don't know much about Monaco, I'll be honest. If we can, will it let me have a look at their positions in the table? Okay, so, no, it won't let me do that. Can I have a look at where both these teams are? I don't really care, to be fair. But yeah, Monaco, again, not a great side. Surprised that they actually, both these teams do each other, considering they're both from France. I think they both played each other already as well this season. But Paris Saint-Germain should win. They can't afford not to win, if we're being honest. Over 2 legs, again, beat them there, and then they take it back to the Parc des Princes. I back Paris Saint-Germain to win, I'll be honest. They can't not win, you know what I'm saying? If they go out in the playoffs, again, not good. But let me ask people this. If Paris Saint-Germain have an underwhelming season this year, would that maybe put people off a bit about Luis Enrique, potentially? If Paris Saint-Germain underperformed this year, would that put people off on that prospect of bringing Enrique into their clubs? Because I think it could. I'm not saying it would for me. I'd still take him over Slot. but would it maybe put people off a bit and think, okay, maybe he was not as good as we all made him out to be? Let me know. But yeah, Paris Saint-Germain have some very, very good players there. Still at disposal. Vitinha's in there. Kvaratskhelia. Again, some very, very top-notch players there. Do very well, to be fair. AJ Factball, I'd take him in a heartbeat still. It wouldn't put me off trying to get him. But they have been underwhelming. They're not doing too well in the French league either. It's relatively close there. I look at Paris Saint-Germain. I'm sorry, they should be walking the French league every single year because the competition in that league is very, very, very weak. So the fact that there's a title race going on there is mental, and it shouldn't be the case. Enrique isn't that guy, but he is that guy, Nighttime Kid. He is the guy. He's the one that everyone wants. If he comes available, he's the one everyone's going to be trying to get. Luis Enrique has won treble with 2 different clubs. What we do exactly, AJ did it at Barcelona and done it at PSG too. He is an absolute top-notch manager, and any club would bite their hands off. That's not one good season, Nighttime Kid. You can't say that because he did it at Barcelona too. You can't say that he did it at Barcelona as well. Facts, AJ. Here we go. The last manager to win Barcelona the Champions League. The Enrique disrespect is crazy. I can't lie. It is absolutely crazy. He's the Don. He's the best manager in the world right now. No debate for me. Better than Pep, better than everyone. So he's the one that everyone's going to want to get if he's available. So yeah, the disrespect is crazy on him. He's an absolute top-notch coach. But yeah, Monaco, PSG. PSG ain't great. Nighttime Kid, you keep changing the goalpost here, bro. So now you're saying he's crap ball La Liga in the French league. Doesn't matter, bro. A treble is a treble either way, you know what I'm saying? The Premier League isn't great either, you know what I mean? But if Spurs won the treble, I'm sure you'd be well happy with it. He's Asher. Nah, come on, Nighttime Kid, bro. You rather a washed up Xavi? No. Luis Enrique's own words, I would love to work in England. He's going to be coming to England, and whoever gets him, it's going to be peak for everyone else, AJ. I think we all know that. Whoever gets him, whichever English side get him, it is peak for everyone else. So yeah, PSG should win. They have to win. And I see them kind of having a slow start. I think, again, they'll probably come to life in the second half of the season. Nighttime Kid, don't act like you wouldn't take him at your club, bro. You'd absolutely be jumping for joy if he became your manager. But yeah, I think they probably come to life a bit more in the second half of the season. So I'll go PSG win that. I think Paris Saint-Germain will win that with relative leads, and I think they go through to the round of 16 from there. So moving on from that PSG win, that's what I think. This is the big one here. This is the one that interests me a lot. He's... We will come back to the day when I say he's not that guy, bro. I can't lie, bro. That's I can't believe you're saying this about Enrique. I would never take, bro. He's a Champions League winner, bro. You can't say he's a bum. He's a UCL winner. Come on, bro. Well, Saka's new contract has finally been announced by Romano. I honestly don't know what you think of that, bro. I could have sworn that got announced a while back, AJ. I could have sworn I saw rumors of it. Have they only just announced it now? Because I swear that's been in the works for a while. I'm sure that's been in the works for a good while. That's shameless that they've taken that long to announce it. So yeah, Benfica versus Madrid tonight. I'm actually going to watch this game because I'm interested. Part 2, Benfica needed to win against Madrid last time out to get into the playoffs, and they did. Mourinho, doing up Mourinho things, absolutely scored Arbeloa. This is now a rematch at the Benfica ground 2. New contract for him. He's been asked Madrid to win. Fairs, bro. Fairs. 300. That's mad, bro. 300k a week. That's what Canate wants for us, bro. 300k a week. Mental, ain't it, AJ? So rematch. Rematch time. Madrid cannot afford to go out here. You know, them not getting through to the top 8 is already bad enough. Them being as bad as they've been this season is bad enough. If they lose the Champions League here, they lose and go out, it is going to be carnage over in Madrid. I'm telling you that much. So it's a huge game for Arbeloa and his Madrid team. Mourinho, this is perfect for Mourinho, isn't it? This is perfect for Jose Mourinho. Perfect opportunity for him to school his ex-club again and school his student Arbeloa. Jose's going to do it again tonight. 3-1 Benfica. Look, Arbeloa up against Mourinho, it's a mismatch because Mourinho is just a much better coach. Arbeloa, very inexperienced at this level. Shouldn't really be the Madrid manager, let's be honest, but he is. I can't lie. It is curtains. It is curtains if Madrid go out because their fans will go mental and it'll be a big problem. And I think they are going to go out. I agree with AJ. I think Mourinho is going to do it again. I think he's going to beat Madrid again. And I think he's going to advance to the round of 16. And Madrid are going to go out. I do think Benfica need to win this game, though. Because I think at the Bernabeu, it could be a little bit difficult for them. But then again, if they win this game, you know Jose is just going to go to the Bernabeu and park the bus and make it hard for them. 4-1 to Madrid. No. It won't be 4-1. But Madrid are ass, man. Come on. They're not winning by 4-1. Benfica beat these lot last time around, 4-2. I think Jose does it again. And I think Madrid go out. And that's going to cause problems over in Madrid. So yeah, Mourinho to school Arbeloa once again and Benfica to advance. So out of all the games, people, just to go through them more, I think Juventus go through here. Dortmund go through. Paris Saint-Germain go through. Benfica go through, sorry. Newcastle go through. Leverkusen go through. Inter Milan go through. And Atletico Madrid go through. I've picked easy options there, bro. To be fair, guys, I've picked easy options and you can guarantee one of those will be wrong and there'll be an upset somewhere. But that's what I think for this week's playoff round. So I think Madrid advance. I think Newcastle advance. Leverkusen advance. Dortmund advance. Paris Saint-Germain advance. And Atletico Madrid advance. So that's what I think, people. So yeah, that is it for the Champions League. Talking a bit about the Champions League. Hope you guys enjoyed that segment there. But yeah, people. The Champions League week is going to be very interesting. The better games are definitely on today. And I'm really, really upset that Paris Saint-Germain and Madrid are playing at the same time. Why not just put the Paris Saint-Germain game on tomorrow night? Why have them both playing on tonight? Because tomorrow's games are pretty dead, let's be honest. Yeah, bro, slip of the tongue. I meant Benfica. I think Benfica go through over the two legs. Yeah, I'm definitely going to take the Madrid game out because I want to see what happens. I really want to see what happens. And it'd be nice to see Madrid tears. So yeah, people, that is my prediction. Mark my words, Mourinho is going to do it again. And AJ is agreeing with me too. But yeah, people, I've enjoyed today's live again. I need to. This is going to be something I do every day now. Screw doing up pre-recorded videos every day and putting them out. Nah. It doesn't do it for me. So for me, going live is definitely the way forward. But I'll put out pre-recorded videos for match reactions. But other than that, this is how I think I'm going to do stuff from now on, here on out. But yeah, I've enjoyed today's stream again, people. I've enjoyed today. So big up to everyone in the chat. Before I head off, let's do a road call. Big up Nighttime Kid. Big up AJ, legend in the building. Who else was in here earlier? Let's have a look. Big up AFC always. Big up Joshy J. Big up Andre as well. Good to see you in, bro. Someone else was in earlier, maybe, that I missed. Big up Zia Talks. Big up Zia, man. Make sure you sub to Zia as well. Is that everyone in today? I believe that is everyone. Yeah, that's everyone, man. So big up to everyone in the chat. Appreciate every single one of you that has joined. Appreciate every single one of you that's joined, man. I'm really feeling the support from everyone on these lives that I'm doing. Really, really feeling the support. So appreciate everyone. Every single one of you. Appreciate. Yes, Nighttime Kid. Yes. Pin that. Screw United, bro. Fuck United. Fuck United. Every single time. We can agree on that, Nighttime Kid. We can agree on that. But yeah, people, that's it for today's live stream. Hope you guys have enjoyed. I'll think of something to do tomorrow as well. You know, I think we'll do a bit more football talk in general and then probably another topic as well. So, yeah, I'll think of what to do and I'll set it up for tomorrow. We will be back later on tonight for Full-Time Vibes on King's channel. The Fellowship of the Realist will be live tonight. So, stay tuned for that, people. That will be starting at 11:30, I believe. So, yeah, back tonight. Other than that, big up to everyone in the chat. Every single one of you, you absolute legends. Big up to everyone who tuned in today. Again, really enjoying this. On a roll here with live. It's going to keep it up. So, yeah, people. Yeah. And yeah, maybe tomorrow we'll discuss a bit about tonight's games. Maybe we'll see something happens, etc. So yeah, having said all of that, I'll speak to you all soon. Big up to everyone. Profit out. Laters. Peace. Bye for now. In a bit.